So, good afternoon, everybody. It is July the 24th, 2025, and this is our weekly update number 76. Today, we're going to be talking about residencies, the visas that we received, more visas in this week, a bit of an appointment update for you. And what else have we got? Our YouTube comments. We're going to ask some questions from YouTube. We've got Jane Says. We've got a news item, very interesting news item, and lots about Spain. We're also going to be giving you, we have to give you the good, the bad, and the ugly, don't we, when it comes to residency here in Spain. We've got a report back from one of our clients who recently went to the London BLS office and didn't have the best of experiences. So we're going to read that out for you as well. So this is our weekly update number 76. So, hope you all got your coffee. It's becoming a bit of a ritual of mine. Literally, when we finish work, I normally wrap up in about 15 minutes before the live. But because everything on the live just comes parts in a folder during the week's work, there's not that much to arrange apart from just jump on and talk to you guys. But getting the old coffee in place beforehand, unleaded, I have to say, no caffeine, sin plomo, as they say in Spanish. If you want an unleaded, you can say sin plomo. It's quite jokey, but anyway. And we've got 19 people on today, so let's go to the chat, see who's about. And Kes, hola todos. And Stu and Joe, hey, hola Chris, 11 waiting. Yeah, I know, it says gone up to 19 now, so that's cool. Great to see you all on. Can't believe, yeah, weekly update number 76. It doesn't seem that long since it was week one. Yeah, it was funny. We watched that back the other day, actually, in our house, week one, which was quite funny. I didn't really know what I was doing. I don't really know what I'm doing now, let alone back in week one, but it's getting better. It's getting better, isn't it? So, yeah, well, let's get cracked on. We've got 19 people. So 19 people waiting for a lot of information. 20. We're up to 20 now. That's great news. Alexander Vallatin, hola Chris, hola, how you doing? And good to see you back on. Chris Harmon's on. Neil's on. Hi guys, how you all doing? Well, it's actually, it's been a nice couple of days here. It's been down to around here in Malaga around 30. Last night was slightly cooler. Nice time to sleep. I didn't forget my microphone this live, so that was good. And yeah, the temperatures have dropped slightly, and I did see there was a threat of rain, I think, at the weekend. Did I see that somewhere? But yeah, and it's funny, I just shared something on my personal Facebook actually from 10 years ago, because everybody's saying, oh, it's getting hotter, and and then exactly 10 years ago today, I posted, oh, it's like living in a hairdryer, because it was 42 degrees. So, and the weather forecast for the following week was shown below it, and it's exactly the same as what we've got now. So is it really getting hotter, or is just we're getting older and feel it more? Maybe. Okay then, so first of all, what I want to do, what I always do, is I give the updates for the visa timings. All right, so the visa timings are the visas which have come out this week, because obviously everybody who's applying for a visa wants to know what's happening out and about. And I can only tell you our visa timings, but it helps people. So what have we got going on? Well, this week we actually got 5 visas out, so that's great news. From I didn't write the demographic here, but I do know it off the top of my head. That's London to Malaga. Some of our clients there, Michael and Claire, they had their visa appointment on the 9th of the 6th, and they got their visa out on the 22nd of this month. So that's a month. That's 6 weeks from London. Not bad going. 6 weeks from London, considering we're in the busy time of the year as well. We have going to Competa from Manchester, 11 weeks. So it still stayed under that 12-week that 12-week period that they had. So Manchester, albeit, is the worst, and we have got a couple now which have hit 12 weeks, going over 12 weeks. I'm going to explain what you can do at that point in a minute. And we had one which was the 14th of April and came out on the 17th of July, which hit or more or less the 12-week mark from Manchester. But the good news, 5 visas out this week. And also we have had a lot of success with appointments. Can I tell you now, and this is for me to say this, is because it keeps me awake at night, we are up to date with all of our appointments across all of the provinces. This includes Almeria, Huelva, Cadiz, okay, Alicante, and the only ones which are pending at the moment are appointments for withdrawal agreement renewals that aren't going through to October, November. In Malaga, we have quite a lot of control over the appointments we book, albeit it's difficult. We know the secrets of when to book them. So yeah, an absolutely massive effort there from Jane and the stage 2 team, because especially to get Huelva, some appointments have been waiting there for 7 months. And they were up on Monday morning at 7:39. I think they came live for about 4 seconds and got them with digital certificates. So well done, guys. Big shout out to you. And so that's the visas. No renewals have dropped in this week. And just going back to the chat. Hey, Cheryl's on. How you doing? I'm watching with interest here in Guyane with my granddaughter, Lily. Hey, Lily. How you doing? Hopefully you'll be over to visit as well. Hey, when your grandmother, well, your grandma, is it grandma or nan? What is it? Moves over. So there you go, Lily. It's always great to have parents living in grandparents living in Spain. It's the best thing in the world because you get to visit them. I'll get Lily a present as well. I've got a fan. No one likes these, Lily, but I'm sure you'd like one. It's a nice fan. Don't talk about the fans. No one liked them. Dave, here you go. Oh, sorry, Dave. I turned you off there. Oh, what's going on? Hi, Chris from Dave Dalglish. Hey, Dave, how you doing? And it cares. Last Thursday's episode, we had 37 in the shade. Today, it's 76 and 23 in the shade and stormy. Wow. Well, it changes. That changes a lot, hey? We're kind of steady. I think the weather's quite steady, to be honest with you. Okay, then. So I'm going to get on to this now, and I have something to read out for you, and this came from one of our clients, but I'm not going to say the name of who it was because that's not to be named. But I think it's very, very, very important that we read this out, because you know what, it's an experience for everybody. So I'm just going to read out exactly what they sent to me. All right, so there's this quite long. So there's an introduction, basically explaining that the London office is quite claustrophobic, and to be honest with you, I am a person who suffers from claustrophobia in sorts of places. I'm not claustrophobic, i.e. that, you know, I would panic in a small room. I work in a small office, but like I don't really get in lifts if I can avoid them, and if I have a lot of people in the same place, which is quite funny because I don't suffer if I'm at a concert like that, but I would do definitely in an office if there's a lot of ambient noise going on. It like makes you quite nervous, doesn't it? Well, this was the case with the BLS office this week, basically. I just wanted to read this out to you. I'm going to cut to the bit when our client got to the counter, and they said, when I got to the counter, there were 3 people, 2 of which had no idea how to deal with the NLV applications, and the third wasn't interested. He took my paperwork from me, but gave most of it back, telling me to give him what I thought he needed. Now, this goes back to what we were saying last week, about making sure, even I don't know what's going on at the moment, but if they say they don't want it, hand it over anyway. Say, put that in my file, and so also keep copies of everything that you've handed over, you know, either digitally or physically, for the future, in case you hand something over and then the consulate come back and request it again. That's always a good idea to do that. At no point did he ask me for proof of finances, which is ridiculous because that's one of the biggest parts of the visa application. And in the end, I asked if he wanted my bank statements and pension certificates, etc., but he simply replied, you give me what you think I need and I'll send it. That is just shocking. He kept wandering off to speak to other people and were constantly interrupted by his colleagues shouting across questions about other applicants. He wanted to go on a break. one wanted to go on a break. If it hadn't been for your help, I'd never have known what he needed and when. He said it doesn't really matter if there's stuff missing; they'll just email you and you send it to them. But it does matter, doesn't it? That's terrible. Now, because if they do email you, then you have to send everything. It causes a lot of nervousness. Now we know that they have form for emailing people asking for stuff, even stuff you've already handed in. But that still has to be prepared. It still has to be sent within a 10-day period. Most of the time we prepare a letter to accompany that so they can see what it is that's actually arriving. Once he had collated as much as he could be bothered with, he sent me to one of the other women, one of the two who couldn't process NRVs, to take payment. This is where things got really bad. She asked me to check a sticky label she had made to stick on the plastic bag that would be used to return my documents and the passport. Don't forget, very important. The first line was the street address of where I am living now, not the address I'd written on my passport to be returned to. The second, third, and fourth line were completely different county and postcode. There's zero chance my personal documents and NLV would ever have reached me. This address and postcode doesn't match, doesn't exist. Massive GDPR breach. I pointed out to her that the address was totally incorrect. She was totally disinterested and told me to tell her where to send it. Then, so I did, and she got it wrong a second time. So in the end, I literally had to spell it out to her. So there's a few takeaways here, guys. If you are going for your appointments in any of the BLS offices, but especially London, I mean, it's like a cattle market at times. It is an immigration center. There's people there going for all types of visas. This is why they tell you can't take bags with you. But what they really mean by that is that you can't take like travel bags, because there's people literally getting transient visas, should we say, visas to go from one place to another, which includes Spain, and are traveling, and you can't take your suitcases and stuff in there. Evidently you can take your bag to take your paperwork with you. But I thought it was interesting to get that experience out there. So the takeaways are: definitely make sure that you hand over all your documents, even though they don't seem to want them. And definitely check the address in which they are going to send your passport back and the original documents to. So you just got to be vigilant. It's exactly the same as when you go to when you receive documents. ACRO are notoriously bad for getting mistakes on documents, and check your passport numbers, your names are correct, addresses are correct, on your medical certificate, everything that you get, because obviously if you're working with somebody like us, we'll check them for you as well. But you know your name, you know your address off by heart. So every document you get, don't trust just because it's been produced by an official body that it's going to be right. So anyway, let me just carry on with what our client said. I have to say, we have had an amazing time during the preparation of the visa. We've had a right laugh at times. The positives: I had absolutely everything I needed, and it was 100% confident of the fact, due to the fantastic support I've received from Upsticks, I felt confident enough to speak about needing to add my financial paperwork and which pages to send. Even if the guy at BLS wasn't interested, I'm certain he would have let me leave without taking them from me. Well, that's great. Well, I'm glad it all worked out in the end, and I know that you received your text today, so that's good. That should be all fine, but it's a stressful time. And also, don't forget to take someone with you. If you're going alone, you can go with somebody. They normally let somebody in with you. If you are going alone, take somebody with you. Take a second eye just to cast over. Have that person have our checklist or the BLS checklist on them. Two heads are better than one. So where are we now? Let's have a look at let's have a look here what else we've got going on. And what was this here that I've got? This was I was going to show you, this is actually, that was to do with Spain, so I don't know what I put it in there for. So let's put that in the Spain section. Talk amongst yourselves while I organize myself. Some of the podcasters are a lot smoother than me, and they, you know, I've lost my folder now. Here we go. So we've just got a couple of other things to show you, and we have nice review here. Thank you guys from Headland. A really big thank you to Chris and Jane. Upsticks, you guys have been amazing from day one. I didn't appreciate what an onerous process getting the NLV was, but you took me along carefully in every detail. Exactly right. And now I'm a resident in Spain. Thank you so much. Everyone is amazed how quickly I have achieved my dream. Well, thanks for that. And another one we got this week. We're heading for 200 reviews now. It's from Daniel Thurgood. So from the get-go, Upsticks put your mind at ease. They are very professional and take their time to understand your aspirations, concerns. Everything is explained step by step and how it works. The team are always willing to help and anything you need. To put it in short, they do exactly what it says on the tin. We would like to take this opportunity to thank Upsticks and their commitment into our new life in Spain. Danny and Jane, cheers, guys. It was lovely. Thank you for taking the time to put your reviews on there. We've got 32 people online. That's amazing. So let's go back just to the comments and see who else is on. Hey, Patrick O'Connell. Hey, how you doing? From Cochabamba. Great to see you on. And Juan Kiss, hi Chris, it's Juan from Portland, Oregon. Try every day for over 2 months to get an appointment with BLS San Francisco without success. I wonder if that's a walk-in. Shall we wait a minute, let me get my mobile. We don't manage stage ones from the USA, but I do have a colleague who might do. So I'm going to send him a message and say, just a quick question. Do you know if San Fran is a walk-in? Because some of them are walk-in BLSs now, you see. Or appointment. Right, Juan. I've asked a question to our mate Costa, who does know a lot more about the States than me. So he may not know, but if he does, I'll let you know. Andy, how you doing? Back in the UK now. What's the weather like? And Stu and Joe, possibly BSF having to recruit new people holiday time of year. See it quite a bit where agency companies subcontract roles. Yeah, it might have been. Who knows? It might have been just a bad day, but during summer, it does seem to be hectic. And you know, it depends. You know, it's I did warn one of our clients, and he said, "Oh no, it was absolutely fine," and that was a Manchester one. But I think London can get very, very, very hectic. So there we go. Okay, then. So that is our Spain section. Let's move on to YouTube, shall we, and see what's been going on the YouTube channel. Right, so on YouTube, we have, first of all, let me just show you what's happening on Saturday. So on Saturday, I will be with Scats, and we're doing Retire to Spain NLV update. But we're also going to be talking about people who are retiring next year, talking about the new rules, what you can be getting in place right now. The link is below if you want to sign up for that and get yourself a bell ding or whatever it is to let you know when we go live. And just before we start, I just wanted to show you this. Here we go. This is oh no, that's the wrong one. Hang on a minute. That's if you are watching the channel and you haven't subscribed, then please hit subscribe, hit the notification. It's absolutely free. It helps the channel. We want to get to 5,000 by the end of the summer, 5,000 subs. As you can see, although we've done very well this last month for subscribers, only 52% of people 47.4% of the people who are subscribed to this channel are watchers, and people who watch, over 50% of the people who are not subscribed watch our content. So subscribe, please. Let me have a look. Oh no, it costed, and they said, don't know, haven't had one in there for a long time. I'd say maybe not, so you'll need an appointment. That's a shame. Sorry about that, Juan. Didn't get the answer you needed there. But we'll yeah, I'll carry on investigating for you through our collaborators. So we've still got 26 people online, over 20. I'm happy with that. And this was a question. I did a short. Now, what I've started doing is, because we get so many like questions asked during the day. So my short for today, actually need to write it down, is going to be about preparing documents to import your vehicle a year before you come. It's very specific stuff for people who are moving to Spain, maybe in the NLV and stuff, but you know, the shorts get picked up on. And every time I get like a tip that I can squeeze into 3 minutes, I'm going to start turning them into shorts, because I can literally leave the office, walk, do a quick short, upload it, and hopefully that will help somebody. And also get us more subscribers. But this short, which I got 2 comments on, was about preparing your marriage certificate for a NLV application. And our journey with Bev and Mark, cheers Bev and Mark for commenting, said, we got married in Antigua, Caribbean. Do we have to get a duplicate copy within 90 days, Mark? And then Dave walked and said, came here to ask the same, albeit substituted Las Vegas for Antigua. Well, first things first is the marriage certificate basically is related to the finances. So if, for example, you don't qualify as individuals, but you qualify as a couple, and you need to join your savings or your joint passive income together, then a marriage certificate sort of concretes that in place, because you are a pareja registrada. If you don't have a marriage certificate, essentially you're what they call a pareja no registrado, and they could consider you as individuals. And sorry, Juan, I might just be getting your answers here for you. So what happens if you can't get one? Well, it's not the end of the game. It's not the end of the road. We've had it lots and lots of times when people haven't been able to get marriage certificates. Now, first and foremost, try your best to get the marriage certificate if it's possible. You might be surprised. I don't know from Antigua, I don't know if there's any companies there that do it, but certainly from Las Vegas, I would get one. There are companies that do it. In fact, while we're here, shall we see if we can find the latest one? I didn't have this prepared, but I'm sure, because they're way up there with the rankings, I can find this one for you. Because I recently just ordered one myself for one of our clients. Here we go. What's this one? Well, I'll have to find the website for you guys, but definitely from Las Vegas, it's definitely I can't find. Here we go. These are them. These are the guys. Here we go. Let's give these guys a bit of a shout out, shall we? So we got these from Las Vegas. Screen share. Where are we? And this company, who I'll put the link below afterwards, they got us a apostilled and updated marriage certificate within a week. Sent out. Now, it is quite expensive if you do the fast track. You're looking around $250, but why not? If you could get one, get one. So I'll put the link to these guys below for you. So Las Vegas, you will be able to get one anyway. But if it's a place where you can't get one, well, then you've got to, if you qualify as individuals, i.e. you might have sold a property, you've got savings, then it doesn't really matter, because it means that you're, albeit your funds are in a joint account, say you qualify as individuals, because you've got two times 28,800, then as part of your cover letter, you can explain we're not presenting a marriage certificate, because always tell the truth, it's impossible to get one, okay, and it's always a better idea to not present one at all, okay, than to present one which isn't in date or current, because then I'll tell you what happened to one of our clients when they did do that. Explain it's impossible to get one where you got married, but everything we present is joint, and on top of that, we actually have enough finances to qualify as individuals. We've never had a problem with that. If you don't qualify as individuals for the application, then you have to present as much documentation proving your relationship as possible, including joint bank accounts, etc. Things maybe from the property where you live, if you've got a joint rental, or you jointly own a property, you may be in the UK or Spain or wherever you're applying to, so they can see that you are in a relationship and they have an explanation as to why you can't produce that marriage certificate. Then it's very much down to the person who's revising your file whether they'll accept the fact that you can use the money deduction, shall we say, for a couple. Where it seems to be more of a problem would be on renewals if one person solely depended on the other person and you couldn't provide a marriage certificate. So normally with the first time NLVs, if you can't provide one for any reason, it's not a problem. You can get around it by using further paperwork proving your relationship. Certainly on the renewals, you definitely, if you can't provide a marriage certificate, you're going to have to structure your, but if you can't provide a marriage certificate, but you are married, you're going to have to structure your finances together, joint accounts, is using savings. Make sure that the savings are in a joint account, preferably in Spain. If you've got income or passive income, make sure that's all going into the joint account. Make sure you're registered at the same address in Spain, etc. And you shouldn't have a problem. So all intents and purposes, if you can get the marriage certificate, then get one. If not, then start collecting the documents to prove your relationship. Hope that helped. And let's go on to our next comment. We had planned on selling our house next spring and moving over after the 1st of July. From your videos, I'm not too sure if this will be possible anymore. Does it mean that the Spanish government are forcing everyone to become a tax resident in the first year? Now, this must be from the 365 video. No. So what's happening? Let me give you an update quickly. And I'm going to tell you now because Jane did send me the dates. We've got some real key dates coming up. And if I can just find them now, then I will tell you. So key dates are, and I'll tell you why it relates to what I'm about to say. Our very first appointment with a new 365-day visa. So when we're going to find out what the start date of that residency is going to be is on the... Oh, a minute. Talking amongst yourselves. I know it's the end of this month. It's less than a week anyway. So we're going to find out by the end of this month what the start date of the residency for people with the new 365-day visa is going to get. So since the 20th of May, which wasn't that long ago, it was only 2 months ago, we have already had visas out from London from people who had got their visas after the 20th of May, which was we had a new immigration law published on the 20th of May. It was published before that, became into force on the 20th of May. And since that date, everybody who had an appointment after that date have had visas which have a validity of 365 days. We don't know what that means yet in terms of your residency, because before the 20th of May, clients only had, or applicants, 90-day visas. And when you came in, your year started from the entry stamp into Spain. And now we suspect it may start from the start date of your visa. We don't know that yet. So you're not being forced to become a fiscal resident, but there's two huge questions here. There's lots of big questions, but one of them is, if you can use this visa to come in freely, it's a multi-entry visa, can you use it to come in and out freely and then just register right at the last minute, but they're going to give you your residency from the start of the visa, which, depending on what time of the year you come, you may be a fiscal resident by default. It actually restricts people. Are you going to get residency from the start date of the visa, but then it takes 2 months for you to get in, but then those dates will count fiscally, even though you're not physically in the country? All these questions we still have to answer, but we won't even be able to place those questions until the end of the month and the first visa is registered. But I have to say, again, hats off to the team and our clients who had an appointment after the 20th of May, and within 70 days, visa in hand, and we're getting one registered here in Malaga. That's pretty good going. So well done, guys. We will let you know. But no, you're not forcing you to become fiscal residents in the first year, but you could have to really judge your whole timeline carefully to make sure if you don't intend to be a fiscal resident that first year, you're not, which most probably will mean a later application during the year. Next, what have we got going on? Brexit, residency renewals, explained. Okay, here we go. Just wanted to check regarding passport. Do you need the passport your original application was completed with, or is it fine the passport has been renewed since? It's absolutely fine. You can go with a new passport and they will update those details at the commissariat when you go to do your exchange. We had a comment there from MKK. Many thanks. Yep. And as so far, so good. We have never been asked for an old passport. Never. I've never been asked for an old passport. I've been here 25 years, gone through various residency updates, and I've changed my passport many times. And in fact, it's due for being changing soon. And we've never been asked for the old one. They just update the new one. So... And on that front as well, I have a note from Jane just to say thank you to all our clients who are going through the withdrawal agreement process, because the quality of the documents that we're receiving is very good. A couple of exceptions, but the quality of the documents has been great. And that means it's so much easier for us to get on with the application forms and stuff, get them processed, churned out into the booking system, and make sure that everybody gets the right documents at the right time. And what we've got here, our last comment, festival season in Spain. Yes, this was last week's weekly update. Jeanette Harding-Wilson, Alan, congratulations, Alan. Your plates are on the way to you. Your car, you'll be driving a Spanish car. It's now retiring. Well, I know they're in process, and I think their paperwork should be here tomorrow, I believe. I'd have to check with Lara. Sorry, another vote for Jane. Well, okay, then that's it. It's another vote against the fans. Yeah, I've got 200 of these now. What am I supposed to do with 200 fans now? Nobody likes them. I thought it's Ferrier time. I thought they'd be nice. And okay, yeah, they're enough. We get it. And Yogi's always commenting. So I left one of your comments up there. Thanks, Yogi, for all your support. And he said, good to see you, Chris, on one of our shorts. So before we go to our next section, let's oh, I've lost my screen shares I was going to do. Let's go back onto the comments. And Graham's on, waiting patiently. It's horrible, I know, waiting for your visa, but don't worry. Don't worry, I'll be out there soon. And 13 thumbs up, 29 watching. Yeah, get your thumbs up. Thanks for more thumbs up for the best informative channel to go to Spain. Go thumbs up. Cheers, guys. Thanks for that. And it's cooler. Andy says cooler, 25 degrees, no sun. Looking forward to Saturday's show. Yep, I will be there Saturday morning. And then Saturday night, I'm going to see The Prodigy. Woohoo! I can't wait. Not that I'm excited. And our journey to bed. Thanks, Chris, for the most difficult question mark. Cheers, guys, for watching. Any other questions? Chuck them on. And also, if you do the research about getting a marriage certificate from Antigua, please let us know and let everybody else know, just in case someone's in your same situation. And there we go. And some thumbs up there. Right, now let's get on with our next section. And our next section is, where are we? Jane says, as you know, Jane, my colleague here, who has to put up with me in the office, who had a long day yesterday. Long day, but got on top of all the emails. And thanks for that. It's been a very hectic time, July. We've been actually closing the office early. Doesn't mean we've been getting out early, I can tell you that. But excuse me, I had a bit of coffee. But Jane says she would like to show you this. Now, the only thing is I've just recently lost all my links trying to show you something else. So I'm going to have to bear with me, talk amongst yourselves, where I find the link that I'm looking for, because not only that, I closed down stuff I wasn't supposed to. Good thing is Google finds us quite quickly. Here we are. So the over 65s card. Now this is in Andalusia. We've got an article which we wrote in 2020, August 2020, so nearly 5 years ago, but it still is valid today. If you're over 65 and you're moving to any of the autonomous communities, it's worth checking out what your autonomous community does for the over 65s and if you can get a discount card. Now this one here is this article is all about the Andalusian discount card, and the link is below. Can't believe that's 5 years old now. Basically, if you are over 65, you can get a discount card which will give you discounts on all sorts of things, like discount on urban tickets, bus tickets, food. One of our favorite subjects. You can go and get a menu of the day in certain places cheaper. You can get discount on spectacles or glasses, frames, hearing aids, culture and leisure events. Sometimes you get them for free. Legal consultations, discount on travel services, domestic grants. I think you get the idea. Read the article, guys. Read the article. It's well worth it. And check out in your area what they do. So that's Andalusia. I know Murcia and in Alicante, they have the equivalent. And just let us know as well if you find out information so we can share it on here. And that was Jane Says for today. Check out, if you're over 65, the 65 card. Okay, then. So next thing we're going to show you is our news items. So here we go. This is a new section that I brought in last week, and which I haven't prepared very well. But anyway. This was just something that I saw, and I thought, for some reason, I thought it was relevant because there are so many people that I know who are clients of this bank. So let me just Google it again because I lost my nose. Whoops. Here we go. Now, how many of you are with the Sabadell Bank? Okay, well, I was quite shocked. I'm with Sabadell. We bank with Sabadell. We've got lots of clients with Sabadell. Sabadell historically has always been quite a client-friendly bank for people moving over, people who speak English, immigrants, expats, whatever you want to call people who are moving here. Sabadell were have always historically been one of the banks that people use, and a lot of the reason of that, especially here in Malaga, was because they took over Sol Bank, and Sol Bank had a huge foreign base of clients. So foreign base of clients. I think I'm translating that, aren't I, badly? But anyway, they had a lot of foreign clients. And then I came across this article this week where I was quite shocked, because it says Brussels takes legal action against Spain for obstructing BBVA's takeover bid of Sabadell. I didn't know BBVA were taking over Sabadell. Now, BBVA, again, aren't too much of a bad bank when it comes to number of branches and their online systems. I've got a BBVA account as well, which we just keep not particularly active, but I find that they're very good with their online, their BTHM stuff. Their cash points are very, very versatile as well. You can put money in as well as taking money out, pay bills there. You can actually pay at the BBVA a 790.012 tax bill if you're going for a TIE card. So that's a good tip there as well. And you don't have to be a client to be able to do that. But according to this, I'm not going to read out the whole article. Spain, on Thursday, a formal letter notice was issued to Madrid, initiating an infringement procedure after the Spanish government last month declared the BBVA would not be allowed to merge its operations with Sabadell for at least 3 years as part of the terms attached to its 13 billion offer. Right. Okay, then. So the link is below to this, and basically it's all jargon about the fact that Spain has illegally blocked the takeover, and the EU have basically said, no, you cannot block that. We're in charge. We're going to let you crack on with the deal. You can read that below, the whole article. I'm not going to read it out to bore you, but I was quite shocked because I didn't realize that Sabadell was being taken over by BBVA. So there you go, a bit of news which popped up for us. Again, if you guys see any news that you think is interesting, tell me, email it to me, youtube@upsticks.es or just chris@upsticks.es, and we'll stick it on for you. And also, while we're here, we're going to stick up, if you are interested in getting residency or getting a visa, we went up to 35 people watching then. That was cool. If you're interested in coming over and moving to Spain, retiring in Spain, then you can book a call here or check out the link below to our website where you can email us or book a call to have a chat. The calls are running at the moment in September, I'm afraid, because we closed them out for August, because I'm actually going to have a little bit of a break at the last 2 weeks of August from the calls, freshen up and get ready for the autumn and winter period. They will still be doing the lives, they'll still be behind the scenes, but yeah, if there is any sort of emergency calls, of course we'll try and bring them forward. We saw when a call booking comes in, if someone says 2026, 2027, late 2025, it's okay, leave it where it is. If we see that it's something that we need to bring forward, or maybe we can give you some information before the conversation, evidently we'll do so. And the QR code is there for that. All right then, so where are we? Let's go to our last section, which today is and this is the fun bit, isn't it? This is the fun bit. This is the bit where we've stopped talking about visas. We've stopped talking about YouTube comments, and we just talk about stuff out and about in Spain. We show you what you sent us, and I'm just trying to find my folder because I'm just not doing very well technically today, not very prepared, but never mind. I've got, as always, a little bit of food to show you guys today, right? A little bit of food. But first of all, we're going to show you this now. Where are my notes? Here we go. Steve Smith. Steve, thank you very much. Out of nowhere, drop me an email. I did have some email conversations with Steve not so long ago, saying it was so nice to see. He sent us some photos of where he lived, and it was so nice to see different areas of Spain. We always show Murcia, Malaga, Alicante, but Steve's inland and he's slightly north. And he's been to visit, I hope I say so, Escaray or Escaray in La Rioja. And just look at this. Absolutely gorgeous. Now, Rioja is obviously very famous for its wines. But yeah, here we go. Amazing countryside. Look at that. Absolutely beautiful and green. In July, so obviously it's evergreens, and I would love to go up to La Rioja. I haven't been to that area, and it is somewhere where I would love to go and see, not just to drink the wine, may I add. And check this out. It looks nice and cool as well. It's like a beautiful lake there. That is called Escaray in the Rioja. How many of you go on a holiday? Send me your holiday pics, please. From around Spain, obviously. Now, what I want to know is how Steve got that shot. Where were you stood? Have you got a drone? Is that a drone shot? Could be. And here's the last one here. Okay, so you're probably on the other side of a dam. There, I've got you. Brilliant. Thank you very much for sending those across to us. That's fantastic. And I just wanted to show you this as well. Where are we? I've lost my photos. I've been very lucky. I've had my father over with us. He came over, and we had a nice evening out. And it turns out in Alhaurín, and it is fantastic, they have opened a craft beer bar, which is just, I mean, you can't tell you how sort of like, when I've been here 25 years, and you are very lucky to get 2 taps of any choice from any bar. Most of the time it'd be lager, 1 tap, and it would be the person who they call them comerciales. So you'd get like somebody come from San Miguel, would go into a town, offer everybody a cheap price. The buyers would go, yeah, I'll sign a year contract, put the tap in, and next thing you know, everybody's got San Miguel. Then the Cruz Campo came over and took over for a bit. Then Estrella de Galicia took over for a bit. But it was only lager. That was it. It's just the local lager. So to have craft beers, you know, even 10 years ago in Spain just wasn't a thing. And even Spanish weren't into craft beers. And now there's a culture. Now there is a culture. So here in Malaga, definitely, we've got the Fábrica in the middle of town, which is run by Cruz Campo. They make their own beer in there, and they've got about 12 different taps, and at any one time there's 8 or 9 beers which they make themselves. You've got the Victoria factory here in Malaga, only 15 minutes from us, and the tour itself, I think it's gone up to around €8 now, but for €8 you get half an hour tour explanation in English as well if you want it. We did it for Lara's birthday a couple of years ago, and they give you 5 bottles of their beer, and you do a tasting. You do what they call a cata. So the lady stands on the stage, or what it was a lady, and she explained exactly what each beer was. Now, just a warning, the cata lasts for about half an hour, and there's 5 beers. Okay, you get the full bottle if you go to one of these. You don't have to drink the full bottle. It's a tasting exercise, because a couple of people in our party did drink the full bottle of each because they thought it was necessary, and it turns out for an interesting day. But anyway, so we did, and look at this. This is like the only photo I got from the inside, which isn't any good, but it looks like an old English pub, doesn't it? And they had 65 bottles of beer and 15 taps, believe it or not. So there we go. Alhaurín de la Torre, El Monje. I didn't get a photo outside because I was facing the taxi on my way out, but I did leave them, the Monk Bar, a very nice review. So the guys are really nice. I say it's such great news that we've got this kind of facility now to come out with, and great news we can now get babysitters for a weekend. And they actually sent me back this reply, which I thought was funny. They said, "Oh noble traveller of hops and barley, we raise our goblet in gratitude for your kind words, and it warms this monk's beery heart to know you found joy within our walls and under the open sky. Our staff of cheerful brew scribes thanks you, and the taps await your return with unwavering devotion. May your path be happy and your glass never empty. Drink, pray, love," which is what they've got outside. Drink, play, love. El Monje Beodo. Wow, so that was nice. There you go. If you're ever in Alhaurín de la Torre, there we go. You know where to get a decent beer. And we're going to move on now to, what do we move on to now? Neil and Sue. Neil and Sue from Get Me to Spain. I'm going to give their channel a shout out, actually. I've just gone through their NLV renewal process, and they've also got a Upsticks channel, a YouTube channel showing everybody what they're up to during their retirement. And I have to say, it's a very good channel, so we're going to give them a shout out now. Hang about, here we go. Go to this channel, Get Me to Spain, just see what they're up to. They're literally just showing you out and about, and their videos are getting better and better all the time. And they sent me some photos to show you, which were very, very scary, I have to say, of it's called the Moros and Cristianos Rojales. What's that? Is that a fiesta up there then? The Moors and the Christians. And wow, look at those costumes. So much effort goes into the festivals over here. It's unbelievable. Wow, look at those. A bit scary, though. We need to know more about the story. Neil, send me the link to the video that you did about this, and I'll share it, because I'm putting them up. And as I'm putting them up, I'm thinking I haven't done enough research about this to find out what's going on. That's it's like a Madonna concert, that, doesn't it, really, more than anything. There you go. I take it that's the Moors, and another one here. There we go. Wow, incredible costumes. So that's the Moors and Christians Fiesta in Rojales. Sorry. I look like the Kylie Minogue concert I was at last week. There's some great vestidos, as they call them. So thanks, guys. Thanks for sending them over. So a quick look on the chat, shall we? See how you guys are going. Who's on? Who's on? Hey, how you doing, David? Up there enjoying life now in Spain. Buenos dias, buenas tardes, as it is now. Patricia, hi, Chris. 2 weeks to us moving out of our house to deliver a son. Hopefully visas won't be too long and can't wait. Yep. Hopefully you won't be sofa surfing for too long. And thanks for tuning in. So yeah, there's fingers crossed your visa will be soon. And what else have we got to show you here in my list? We've got, oh, look at this. This is amazing. Now, again, very lucky. We have managed to get I managed to get an evening out with Lara, actually, because my dad was here. So I got 2 evenings out, one with him, one with Lara, because babysitting. And we went to this new restaurant. Now we're open. There's a new theatre opening here in Alhaurín de la Torre. And right next door, there's this restaurant called Restaurante El Teatro. And this is it here. You see it's very nice. And I have to say, the food was very reasonably priced and very good. Let me show you what we had. We went back to basics and had the berenjenas con miel. So this was fried eggplant with sugarcane honey. And they do these like chip style, flat and round. But if you ever get a chance to try berenjenas con miel, they're just amazing. They really are. This time they did them sort of long chips, and that was great. It was €9 a plate. It came out like that, and it's absolutely amazing. Very hearty dish. So if you're trying to lay off the meat, definitely that's a dish to try. They had these, which were croquetas, which were homemade croquetas, whatever that is, croquettes or croquetas. We're learning Spanish, aren't we? So homemade croquetas, and they were made out of prawns, and they were again gorgeous, and they had like an alioli dip. Again, very reasonably priced. And then the last dish, which we shared because it was huge, was teriyaki salmon. It was basic white rice with salmon and teriyaki sauce, which was absolutely gorgeous. So the theatre bar and the whole bill came to around €65 with a bottle of wine as well. Which I thought was amazing, around €30 each. We had a couple of things at the beginning as well. So yeah, that's the theatre bar in Alhaurín de la Torre. But then, not yesterday, but the day before, we had a crazy long day because it was work, and then we had some children's parties, but the children's parties start later because of the heat. So you end up going from work, getting changed, getting in. The party starts at 8:30. And then by the time you finished, it's 11 o'clock in the evening, and everybody's been out the house since 7:30 in the morning with no siesta. So I said, look, we hadn't eaten, so they'd just run into town and grab something quickly. We're not going to start cooking when we get home, albeit in the children's parties. There's quite a bit of a custom for them to put snacks on. It's not really a meal. So we went to this place called Sergio Mejia's, which it looks too expensive to walk in. I keep telling them you need to put your prices on the outside on a board outside, because people will not believe what you charge for your food. I'm sure that the chef must be ex-Michelin, because he's not going for a Michelin star here. But anyway, the food is absolutely amazing. But this was one of the dishes we hadn't tried before, which had on a special, doesn't always have it. And this was carpaccio de sandia, which is basically finely chopped and de-seeded watermelon with fresh cheese, various mustard sprout type things on top, cebollines, which is I don't know how to say that in English. That's the long green bit on top. It's like what they call them, the thingy bobs. Very nice anyway, and covered in a salsa de vaca, so in a basil vinaigrette. Absolutely amazing. And that was a big plate, and they charged us €9 for that plate, believe it or not. But the setting is amazing, and that fed a couple of us. Everybody got tucked into that. We had a couple more dishes, but the other one which we liked was this one. This was their duck, their magret. So we had the duck, but they don't do the duck with. This was €14, and we have everything to share. We don't have individual plates. Chuck it in the middle, and we all share it. And the duck breast was huge, I have to say, for the cost. And I've paid a lot more for duck in the past. And they didn't do it with red fruits, so they did it with pineapple, and the pineapple was a curried pineapple, believe it or not, slightly curried, which took away the sweetness of the pineapple, gave it a slight tinge, a little bit of spice, but it was cooked absolutely perfectly. So yeah, that was been very treated this week, as we are foodies. And I think that's about it. So one more comment here. Hooray, ahora es la hora aperitivo, pero seguido de pizza de la casa con botella de rojo, seguido un carajillo. Not for me, it's not tonight, I'm afraid. It's because we're going to out on Saturday to see the Prodigy this week. No carajillos or red wine. I think got to think of the older midriff. I'm not into my bikini quite yet, so yeah, and we'll probably eat out on Saturday, so got to be careful. The bikini liner isn't quite there, I'm afraid, this year. And Robbo said, hola, Robbo, sorry being at the pool with Nieto. That's all right. You're allowed to go to the pool, but thanks for joining us anyway, right there at the end. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm going to remove this. If you enjoy the content and you want to buy us a coffee, then we don't spend it on coffee. We spend it on other things in the office, like cold drinks and McDonald's, believe it or not, which we always treat Jane and Lara if she comes in as well. But you could buy us a coffee here. There you go. But I guarantee that when it drops in, we won't spend it on coffee. I can promise you that. We're just going to spend it on treats to keep everybody going during the day here in the office. So there you go. And if you want to book a call, then you can do it on our website using the details below. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. That's another great update, and thanks for joining me. I'm so pleased how these are going. 35 was our maximum in today. So yeah, as Stu and Joe said, can't believe it's 76 going strong. And from one, I don't know, when we do 100, when we get to 100, we're gonna have a huge show, loads of people on. I've already decided. Anyway, let's stop rambling on. I've got a tendency to do that, and we'll say goodbye for now.